Hello you guys and welcome to my channel. I'm so excited to have you here. So I am back with my very greasy and slight frizzy hair today. That's why I've got it up because I was not in the mood to do anything today but throw my hair up and just hang out with y'all. Today we are going to be talking about another Monat top leader moving to the MLM IGENIUS. I would say in the past year we have had a lot of people specifically from the MLM Monat leaving the MLM, taking people from their team and going to another MLM. Now, it's normally between two. We've seen a lot of top Monat reps go to either IGENIUS, which is the financial MLM, like the investment MLM, crypto MLM. And then we have seen other people that were top leaders in Monat go over to Q Sciences. And I have covered both of those moves when it comes to big teams like WFAB moving to IGENIUS. And I've also covered big teams like the Impact Project that moved over to Q Sciences, which is a health and fitness MLM. They sell things like pre-workouts, post-workouts, things like that. So the video we are going to be reacting to today is a specific top leader that has also decided to leave Monat for IGENIUS. And the reason I wanted to cover this, even though it's been about a month since this person announced that they were leaving, and I kind of had a plan to talk about this individual weeks ago, but with my schedule and my inconsistencies lately, I have not had the chance to actually make a video on it and react to it. But I wanted to do that today, even though it is about a month after this person did announce that they're going to IGENIUS. On top of this person announcing that they're going to IGENIUS, they have already been posting videos talking on stage at IGENIUS events and things like that. So it's quite interesting to me how they already had this individual talking on stages and talking in front of a lot of people and hosting these big team calls when she just joined their MLM. So it makes me a little bit skeptical on how the transition happened. Did the IGENIUS CEO give her like a contract payout, where they give her a certain amount of money? Did they put her higher in the pyramid? There has been a lot of skepticism when it comes to big leaders moving to other MLMs. We have also seen people come from other MLMs that were top leaders saying that they did get paid to go into the other MLM. Now, I'm not saying that's IGENIUS because that was a different MLM in a different scenario, but it just makes me question when other top leaders leave and then they end up already talking at events and already hosting huge team calls and being in front of all of these people. So it makes me question if this person went into IGENIUS and just started at the bottom or not. So I kind of wanted to preface this video kind of giving my theories on the move and just giving you a little bit of a backstory on this individual moving to IGENIUS. So today we are going to be watching the video where she announced on her Instagram that she is leaving. It is about 30 minutes long, so I am going to put it on 1.25 speed. So if she's a little bit more sped up, that is why. I should also have a video out this Friday where this individual did make a second video. So the video we're watching today is the one where she kind of announced that she was leaving, but then she ended up making another video directly after that, kind of a video to all network marketers, kind of talking about her experience leaving Monat and kind of exposing the toxicity within Monat. So we will probably be reacting to that on Friday, but let's get into this video where she announces that she leaves. I will give my opinions, my theories, and I will also cite my sources in the description below when we are talking about things like the BITE model or the IGENIUS comp plan.
We're going to start from the top. So clearly the title says I'm no longer building with Monat. And that's a decision that I have taken to step back from this business. And there's a lot of reasons why. But before I even go into the reasons why, I just want to sincerely express my gratitude for the company, express my gratitude for the people that I've met, because it has been a really beautiful journey. And there have been a few souls that I would have never met, without this company being in the mix of it. And I'm just very grateful for that. I'm very grateful that Monat introduced me to network marketing. I'm very grateful that Monat always ingrained in my subconscious mind to dream bigger. And I'm just grateful, honestly. And I'm really nervous, and I am never nervous. So let's wipe off the nerves and let's just get going, because I don't want to make this longer than it's supposed to be.
So she said she's grateful for those she met in Monat, which I definitely believe her. I feel like anywhere you go, you're going to meet people and you're going to be grateful for the people you met, because if you did not do that one thing, you probably wouldn't have met those people. But at the same time, she's thankful that Monat taught her to dream bigger and introduced her to network marketing. So in the next video that we are going to be watching that this person made, she's really going to focus on actually how, in my opinion, crappy Monat was and how toxic and bad the people in Monat actually are. So it's interesting to me how on one end she'll sit and she'll thank Monat, but then on the other end she'll make another video talking about how crappy they were and how toxic they were. So it kind of makes me theorize that the reason she's thanking Monat and all of this stuff is because clearly she's moving to another MLM. So she still wants people to believe in network marketing, because when you leave an MLM, most people who leave an MLM and never join one again kind of will expose everything that happened in that MLM, but others won't really want to do that. They will want to focus on the positive things because they're going to be joining another MLM, and they want people to still believe in network marketing and believe in the individual itself so that they can then recruit those people that follow them and that are watching, this video. So this person may have been like, okay, I still need to make sure that people believe in network marketing and believe in me and my vision, because without that, how am I going to recruit people into IGENIUS when I do this move? And the interesting thing just about moving from MLM to MLM is a lot of MLM reps feel as if what happens in one MLM, that toxicity, the cult-like tactics, the way that uplines treat the downline, the way that the company treats reps and things like that is just company based, and that it's not widely known around all MLMs. But the thing is, what this person in the next video is going to say she experienced with Monat, and in this video, what she's going to say she experienced with Monat is not just a one MLM thing. It's not just that one network marketing company. Everyone thinks it's going to be different if you just move to another. But the thing is, every network marketing company is pretty much taught the same exact things. So in my opinion, I feel all MLMs present and portray the same cult-like tactics. So what one person experienced in Monat, they will likely experience again and again and again. And that's why when I make content about multi-level marketing companies, most of the things that we see from one MLM to the other can be identical because the same things are happening in every single MLM. So I think that this person and other top leaders that MLM hop, they still want people to believe that network marketing is amazing, and they want to tell people that no, it was just that one MLM. But the thing is, it's not. If you look at all MLMs, they use the same tactics, most have these same exact products, and they do these same exact things. So no, when you jump to one MLM to the other, there's not much that's probably going to change. What's going to change is, the product, because you're joining an MLM that doesn't use the same product as your prior one, and the CEO. But when you break down comp plan and how social media is ran for MLM reps and how you recruit people and all of these things, it's pretty much the same tactics that are being used.
And I'm also not going to be going into the comments too much because then it's going to be super long. What I'm going to do is that after this, I'll do a Q&A on my stories and I'll answer questions there. But someone asked, does Monat have the best products or is it a scam? Look at my hair. Monat, hands down, when it comes to hair care, is delivering hot, and I will be using these products for as long as they sell them. So no, and it is not a scam. Clearly, I built my whole life on it over the past 4 years. So
I will say her hair does look really good, but I would be curious to see if she'll actually continue buying the Monat products. I see a lot of people hop from MLM to MLM and they say that they're going to still use the products because they're the most amazing products ever. But normally, I don't really see that continue. She also said it's not a scam because she built her whole life on it. Just because it worked for one person, just because one person made $2 million, because that's what she's going to say she made, does not mean that it's not a scam. You look at scams, pyramid schemes, anything like that, the people at the top, they make the money. So to them, it's not a scam. But for everybody else, it is, because they won't make money from it. They will lose money, make no money, or end up in debt per the FTC after they join a network marketing company. So just because it wasn't a scam to this person doesn't mean that it's not a scam in general. It just means that it worked for her.
Why am I leaving? Simply, I think it is because I haven't been true to myself for a while now. And I've fallen very guilty of just following the crowd and like what people are saying is right and doing it, and neglecting my intuition and my internal voice that is always guiding me and has guided me to the most beautiful places ever. That has been my gut. It has been my intuition. I have never listened to other people. I have never been like, oh, they're telling me to do that. That must be right. But I've been doing that lately. And then that's when I felt super lost and confused and uneasy with where I was in my life. And another thing that I realized is, there was a lot of incompatibility in between me and some of the people that I was working with. And if you're working very closely with people and you have different values and you view the world differently, there's bound to be conflict. And because I didn't want there to be conflict, I would just swallow everything or pretend I didn't see. Or when I would say something, then the people that I would say it to would feel judged. And then I felt judged because I felt like I couldn't share what I was seeing. So it just became an environment where I wasn't happy because I didn't feel inspired. And I've said this in the past, and I know that it's hurt people's feelings that I've said this to, and that's not the intention. It's about my growth too. And that's what I'm standing up for here. It's like, where you plant yourself is so important. And, you know, we always throw around this quote that you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. And I want to really hold that true to my heart. And I just lost passion for the environment that I was in. And I slowly started removing myself, exiting chats, doing little things like that. And then I realized, why am I here? Right? Like, if I'm not feeling happy anymore, why am I here? And it was because of loyalty. I've always really stood up for loyalty. I am a very loyal friend. I've got friends since I was, you know, a little girl, and through everything, we always see it through. We always fight for each other, have love for each other. And I felt like that wasn't happening here. Like, anytime that there was something coming from my part, it just felt like there wasn't going to be a mediation. But as I said, it's like very small things that are very personal. And I don't want to get into the personal because everything that I say here can and will be used against me. So I would rather leave with grace. And I think that it's easy to see character, right? And, you know, although people are going to try and drag my name through the mud or say that I'm a quitter or that I quit on my team and all these horrible things, I hope that the real ones can see that I'm just making a decision for my life and for my growth and for my happiness, right? And for the greater impact. Because if I'm not fulfilled, I can't go and execute daily feeling confident about it.
So I feel like what she's saying about not being happy anymore in an MLM is what happens to a lot of top reps. And I've seen this before just on the back end where top reps will just stay in the MLM because they're making money. They're not actually passionate about what they're doing. They're not actually happy with it. But at the end of the day, they're seeing the paycheck that they're getting. So this could potentially be one of the reasons why she decided to continue to stay, because she was making the money and she was able to, you know, have the lifestyle she wanted from the MLM, but at the same time, she wasn't actually happy with the products or with the company or with what it is that she was doing. So I feel like this is really common. I've also seen other top reps from MLMs literally say that the only reason they stayed in the MLM was to take the check that the downline was making them. And then they still wouldn't like recruit any new people. They wouldn't really sell products themselves. So I'm curious if this kind of maybe happened to her, that she, you know, was in the MLM, wasn't really happy, didn't really say anything to the people around her, just kind of still collected the check until she found that next thing that she could potentially do. So the next thing she said was just talking about how everything she states will be used against her when she leaves. So she wants to leave with grace, which I totally agree with her, and I understand doing that. I believe not only the company will use it against her, but the people in the MLM will, people that are close to her, people that are top leaders. I think that they will use it against her because I've seen it happen to most people that end up leaving MLMs, especially people that get to the top of an MLM. And the thing about this situation, or knowing that that's going to happen to you, that the company is going to use things against you, that the people in it are going to use things against you, is what makes me relate MLMs to cults all of the time, because of situations like this where people literally feel like they can't even say what's on their mind. They can't actually talk about what really happened. They have to be silenced. And I feel like when someone leaves their MLM, they're always going to be looked at as someone who's betraying the MLM. The MLM will then start to promote feelings of guilt and unworthiness onto those that end up leaving. Along with that, MLMs will most likely encourage those within the MLM to not access non-cult information, which includes blocking those that leave. So this person will probably experience a lot of people blocking her, a lot of people no longer speaking to her and ignoring her because, you know, she left and she joined another MLM. So that's why I talk about MLMs being cults a lot, because if you look at things like the bite model, you can really see all of the similarities between the bite model and what happens when people leave MLMs or what happens within MLMs. And that's why I talk about that so much. That's why people who leave MLMs feel guilty, they feel unworthy, they get blocked, they now no longer have community, things like that, because MLMs promote that kind of culture within their within their MLMs. I say MLMs a lot. The next thing is something I've already said, that this person's going to think that it's going to be different in IGENIUS, that they're not going to do the same things they did in Monat, and that they're not going to experience the same things they did in Monat. And in my opinion, she's mistaken. I have watched people leave MLMs time and time again. Everybody leaves and the same crap happens to them, no matter the MLM. All MLMs utilize things like information control, behavior control, thought control, and emotional control. Especially, we see this when it comes to someone leaving an MLM. So a lot of people think that it's going to be different when they move to another MLM, and you're going to hear her say that a lot in this video. Then she says, some will say I'm a quitter and that I quit on my team. In my experience, I've seen this person say that. Like, I've seen this person on her Instagram saying the same things she's saying is going to happen to her. So she has not only probably experienced the things that she's talking about with Monat, but she's probably done them to other people who have left Monat because she was at the top of the MLM. And it's probably something she even taught to people in her downline. So that's quite interesting that she says that, because I feel like she's done the same thing.
So yeah, and just like another side note, just like to allow people the chance to understand, is also I was never meant to sell shampoo forever. In 2018, I was 22 years old. This was sold to me as a side hustle. I came in, I rocked it out, and I saw the beauty of network marketing, and you know, that's why I stayed. But now long term, fast forward 4 years, I'm a total nerd, guys, for any of you guys that don't know. I love to learn. I love to like have really deep conversations, think about how can we grow, how can we do things better. And I just felt like I got a little lost in the selling the products, because I knew I had to sell the products as part of the business, but I wasn't enjoying it. And one thing that I will not do is stay somewhere because of the money. And I want to make it very clear that I'm not leaving Monat because I'm not satisfied with my checks.
Wait, she said she got lost in having to sell the products because that's a part of the business. How do you get lost in selling a product when, if you look at multi-level marketing and you look at the definition of it and you look at the company and you look at the comparisons to pyramid schemes, the thing that you should be doing the most in network marketing is selling a product so that you aren't sued for being a pyramid scheme. And when you join an MLM, it should be about selling a product. It shouldn't be about the business model, but that's what it ends up being. It ends up being you need to join, you need to recruit. You can't make money if you don't recruit people. You could probably make maybe $50 a month or something like that, a small amount of money at the end of the month if you just sell the products. That I'm just confused to how she got lost in selling products when it's supposed to be about selling the product. If you just wanted to join an MLM and recruit people, you're in a pyramid scheme. So I'm just kind of confused by her saying that.
Because that's not true. I make a great monthly income. And honestly, one of the scariest parts of leaving is leaving that behind. The number one scariest part is leaving behind my downline that I love so much. And just like some of the girls in my downline just inspire me daily. That's the number one thing. And, you know, I have spoken to some of them, to some I haven't gotten the chance to. But if you're in my downline and we've ever had a connection, I just want you to know that I love you and I respect you and I will always be a mentor. And if you ever want to knock on my door and just ask a question, even tell me, hey, how do I respond to this potential? I'm trying to sign her up and I don't know what to say. Please feel free to still use my number or DM me, because this was all real. None of this was fake. I built with this company for 4 years. And it was beautiful. And when I decided to leave, things did not go as I planned. And I just want to make sure that the people that are watching me leave know that it's just something that I felt in my heart that I had to do. And it was long overdue. And there were moments where I was like, I don't think that network marketing is for me. And I had this idea in my head, but it's not network marketing. It's the direct people that I was working with, that there was just incompatibilities, like severe differences in who we are, in character. There's no right or wrong. It's not for us better and anyone else is less. It's just we view the world through completely different lenses, and trying to work side by side with that, it's just like, it doesn't work out. And that's why I'm leaving.
So she said when she decided to leave, it didn't go as planned. And I think that this is actually a reason why a lot of people stay in MLMs longer than they probably should, because they kind of see what happens to other people when they leave, and they know that when they leave, they're going to be villainized, essentially. They are going to be blocked, like I said before. They are going to be told that it's their fault they didn't succeed, or they're a shitty person for leaving, or in a sense, they're just going to be made to feel guilty. So I definitely think that in the end, just a lot of people end up nervous for how it will be to leave and being shamed for leaving and blocked by people who they thought were their friend, that they end up staying too long because of what the repercussions will be of leaving and kind of that fear of what will happen when you do leave. She then said that she started to have feelings of like network marketing isn't for her, but that it's not network marketing, it's the direct people that she was working with. So the reason that she's saying this, and this is clearly just my opinion, is because she's joining another MLM. In about 5 minutes, she's going to start talking about the other MLM that she's joining. So she has to make people believe, oh, it's not network marketing. It couldn't be, because she wants people to join her next MLM.
And it's a very courageous move that I am making, but I know that it feels right. And guys, if I've learned anything throughout my time with money, is that you could do whatever the heck you set your mind to. And I'm not afraid. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I went through like a 2-week depression. I was just so hurt by a lot of the things that unfolded when I made a decision that I wanted to leave. But then after I got over the fact that not everyone can embrace my truth because they have their own perspective and their own truth. And to them, maybe understanding mine isn't a priority. Once I got over all of that and I just took a deep breath in, I was like, oh my God, now I can go into the next level of my life. This was a beautiful episode, a beautiful chapter. 4 years. Like, are you kidding me? I was able to make almost $2 million in 4 years. I started at 22. It took me out of my news reporting career, which I'm so glad I'm not working in that field because it just wasn't for me. So it served a beautiful purpose in my life, but I'm excited as heck for what is to come. So now let's talk about what's to come.
Okay, so here's where she's gonna stop talking about leaving Monat as much, where she's really gonna go into IGENIUS and kind of getting into that recruiting mindset, already ready to start having people join her in IGENIUS. But something else I want to say is that I am really sorry for what this person has went through. She said she went through depression and things like that. And I've heard, because her sister's also in Monat really high up, and I heard that her sister hasn't even talked to her, and that is extremely messed up. But that's why I tell you that MLMs are cults, because just because you decide to leave, those are the things that end up happening to people when they decide to leave MLMs. And that's why I say it's a cult time and time again. Clearly saying it's a cult is just my opinion. Have to make that known. It's just my opinion that they act like cults, multi-level marketing companies. Some end up being cults in the long run. But these are just little examples of why I compare MLMs to cults.
So when I made the decision that I was going to leave, I wasn't leaving for a company. I wasn't leaving. I had no idea. If you guys want the lowdown of how it happened, I had one of my really good friends. She's not on my team. She's like in another part of here, and she just called me and she's like, hey, she told me her story. She was very vulnerable about how she was feeling, and she told me, hey, I might be leaving and I just want to get your perspective because I respect you. And when she was speaking to me, it was almost like it was a mirror of what I was feeling, but I hadn't had the courage to say it out loud. And I just took a deep breath in and out, and I advised her, and I was like, hey, follow your heart. Your heart is guiding you, and you sound like you have your mind made up. So, there's nothing I can say to make you stay. Just do whatever feels right for you, whatever that means. And once I hung up with her, I just sat with my emotions, and I was like, oh my God, I have been feeling this, and I have been literally neglecting those emotions.
I wonder if the person that she spoke to is someone from WFAB. Because if I look at the people who joined IGENIUS specifically, it's a lot of WFAB people. Those are the majority of people who were in Monat once, left Monat, and joined IGENIUS. Just a theory.
Neglecting them because I was told for so long that those emotions were wrong. You have to fight it out through everything. It's the only thing. It's the best thing. And I just ignored the way that I felt. And then my friend gave me the courage to tap into those emotions. And then I said, gosh, okay, this is actually the way I feel. Then I went ahead and I sort of spoke to my close circle, told them how I felt. That didn't really go the best route ever. But at that point, guys, I didn't know where I was going, what I was doing. And these were my two options. One was to go all in with my brand and focus on my fulfillment mentorship program, which has been doing great. But here's the thing with that program. it is one-on-one. It is extremely time consuming, and the impact is high. Like, we're doing really deep work with these clients, but it's only one person that I'm impacting. And then also it's like very time consuming from my end, because I don't only do one-on-one calls. I send them resources, homework. This is all research to give them personalized resources that can help them heal. So that was option one, going all in on that, which meant I was going to have to go all in alone. And I like the idea, but then the other option was, okay, continue to build my brand, but then also go into another network marketing. And I was like, okay, I put them both on weighing scales. And for a while I had said, I don't see myself doing network marketing long-term. And that was something that I kept telling myself. But then when I really broke that down, I was like, it's not that I don't see myself doing network marketing long-term. It's that I don't see myself working in the environment that I'm working in long-term. And I don't see myself selling hair products long-term. And there's nothing wrong with selling hair products. I just physically, I'm not a beauty girl. So like, for me to talk about something that doesn't really interest me, it's like, it's not like as passion moving. It doesn't flow as much. So
I gotta break that down. So she could have went all in. So she has her own business when it comes to a mentorship program, and she has her own brand, which I say is a business. If you have your own brand, you're doing sponsorships and things like that. You can make a living off of doing that, being a content creator. That's what I'm guessing she's talking about when it comes to having her own brand. But she said that the program is time consuming and she can't help as many people. I would recommend her to go freaking all in that. If that's what she's passionate about, I would be like, heck yes, I would support it. I would support her doing a mentorship program, whatever that may entail. But the wild thing here is how she phrased it, saying how time consuming it is to do your own business. That's pretty much what she said. She said, well, it's time consuming and I can't help as many people. What that translated to me as, and just the way I translated it, everyone can translate what she's saying differently based on, how you are as a person. But to me, I felt like she was pretty much saying, it's too much work for me. I have to do it alone. I can only do one person at a time, because that's what normal businesses do. They do one person at a time, make one sale at a time, help one person at a time, because she's doing something like a mentorship program. And that makes me believe that she is so used to having things done for her. She is so used to having a downline to work for her. She's so used to making this huge paycheck, over $2 million in, a paycheck over 4 years. It's a lot of money, $2 million. She is so used to making that huge paycheck without having to put in the same workload she would have to put in for her actual business. She's so used to her downline of people working, and she make a living off of that, while unfortunately most of those people won't. So I believe it's a harsh reality to come to terms with when you realize how dependent these top reps really are on the people below them making money for them. Because clearly when you join another MLM and you already have a large social media following, you already have people loyal to you, and you probably are going to have people from your other MLM join you in this MLM, it's going to be much easier to get higher up in the MLM way quicker. Like, this person's already talking on team calls and on stages and all of these things. So clearly she's going up pretty quickly. It's going to be much easier for her to do that and make money off the people below her working than it will be to just focus on owning her own actual business and seeing her workload and how much her actual work can make her. So I feel like it was just an easy road to just be like, oh, I'm just going to join another MLM because I can probably get a bunch of people under me from the people who already follow me, and people maybe from Monat, my old downline, that want to join me in this MLM, that it's just an easier route to take and a way for her to make more money quicker by doing less work. She also said she's not a beauty girl and she doesn't see herself selling these products. So it just makes me curious on why the past 4 years, she spent 4 years selling beauty products and saying how passionate she was about it and hosting all these team calls about how other people need to be passionate about it and how other people need to work, but she was never passionate about it. So did she actually care about the products? So it just makes me curious. How do we know that she's passionate for real, like actually passionate about IGENIUS, if the past 4 years she essentially wasn't passionate about something she was saying she was passionate about?
Those were the reasons why I kept on telling myself I don't see myself doing network marketing. Now, when I looked at network marketing, I was like, oh my God, hold up. Like, I love this industry. It connects you to so many people. It 10x's your influence. It allows you to put amazing products on people's hands. I have clients that literally tell me, you changed my life by introducing me to these products. And I'm just like, didn't know hair products could do that, but I'm so damn glad. Okay, so one thing led to another. I gave a lot of thought to my two options of either going all in on my brand or doing the brand and network marketing. And I really didn't have a starting point of what network marketing. All I knew is that a bunch of like girls from this company, a few of them had been leaving to another and they had reached out, whatever. I got on a call with this other company, but it was wellness products again. And I'm such a nutritional person that most of the wellness products that they sell, I wouldn't take, because I'm like super conscious of what I take. So I'm like, I'm not going to do something where I'm not going to feel confident with the product. And then another thing led to another. And I started thinking, hey, I've been wanting to learn to trade for a very long time.
Wait, so she got on the phone with another company and chose not to do it. So I speculate that it's Q Sciences who reached out to her, because anybody who's left Monat has gone to either one of those, or they've just quit, in general. But they've either gone to IGENIUS or they've gone to Q Sciences, which sells wellness products. It also makes me speculate if when she stated that she got on a call with another company, does that mean that Q Sciences themselves reached out to her? So I can just speculate if there was a deal that maybe that MLM was going to make her.
I trusted in a financial advisor last year who almost screwed me out of $100,000. I had to fight to get my money back. And after that moment, I realized when you have a lot of money, like, you have to learn how to use it, because if you just want to trust in other people to manage it correctly for you, I mean, what happens if the person that you trust dies, or the person that you trust moves away, or the person that you trust changes your dreams? Now you're left not knowing what you're going to do, right? So this is a thing also. Millionaires are made by people who work really hard. You can work real hard and you can make a million. But if you want to become a billionaire, you have to take those millions that you're making and you have to learn to invest them wisely in order to then build that $1 billion empire, sorry. So I started thinking of this and I was like, I'm always texting my friends, trying to figure out what trades I should do, trying to figure out what's going on. And it's annoying because these people also have jobs. And I was like, what if I just learned how to trade? I know that there are network marketing companies out there that teach this. And I only knew of one. And in that one, there's a few people that I really admire and love. So, I reached out to them and I almost joined this one company. And then out of nowhere, it's like when you get clear with what you desire out of your life, the doors will shift. The doors will literally slam open. And that is the power of honoring your desires and your heart, stepping away from good in order to go for great. Because I could have stayed here very comfortably cashing in these checks. And a lot of people gave me this advice, but I'm not going to get advice from people who aren't happy or don't exude happiness. They're like, oh, just stay here, collect the checks and do your thing on the side. And I was like, no, because another advice was like, oh, just stop posting, but you can still get paid. And I was like, no, I have a whole team watching me. Like there may be leaders that do that, but that does not sit well with me. Like, I can't do that.
I can say that a lot of top reps do that, where they're no longer wanting to be in the company, or they no longer care about the company. They've maybe done something else, wanting to join another MLM, maybe started their own business, and they will literally stay in the MLM at the top. They will just keep their account active by buying the products, maybe selling to one customer a month, kind of doing the bare minimum requirements they need to keep getting that check. And then they will do that until their check, just dwindles down and they're not really making that much anymore, because say everyone in their downline quits or whatever happens. I do give her credit for that, because a lot of other people wouldn't do that.
I got clarity. Clarity was, I have to leave. I'm not happy. Yes, I'm afraid, but I will figure it out, because I always do. And then I was like, and I want to go into a trading company. And one thing led to another. I hit up a friend who has years upon years in the industry. In my eyes, he doesn't do network marketing. He's just like, he teaches. And I got on the phone with him literally just for advice. I was like, hey, I need your advice. I know you stopped doing network marketing to build your brand. I just want your advice. Like, do you advise me to do that, or should I do both? And he was like, girl, don't leave network marketing. It's a blessing. And he was like, and I'm so crazy happy that you called me, because I've actually been coaching this one company, and like what they have going on is game changing. And the owner is this person who has done this, and that. Ownership changed, a couple years ago, and they're really blowing things out of the water. And this was a company that I knew nothing about, but this third party person that I didn't contact to learn about any company in specific was giving me the details. And all he said was, hey, the number one income earner is my friend. If you want, I'll get you on a call. And I was like, well, I have nothing to lose because I'm confused as hell with my life. So let's do it. And to backtrack real quick, when I decided I wanted to go into a company that was an educational platform about financial literacy in the markets, I said, I have no clue how to trade, so I will not do this alone because I will look silly. So who am I going to do this with? Another thing, I don't want to take my Monat girls and plug them in here. I know I have influence. So if you're someone in my downline or my team and you're happy as heck in Monat, please don't let my experience influence you. Be your own person, follow your dreams and your heart. And that's why I haven't been hitting up my old teams, plugging in girls. I haven't done any of that because that's not the way I want to leave. Instead, I have a friend who we've been friends since high school.
Again, I do appreciate her also saying that she's not just going to try and cross recruit, because we have seen, wink, wink, WFAB, that was a bad wink. I can't really wink, y'all, but we have seen other people do that. We have seen other people hop on calls with their teams and be like, yeah, let's recruit you. Oh, let's have you join us. Seen literal proof, like watched videos of what these people have said. And they have cross recruited. They have done pretty much illegal things because the MLM has that as something you cannot do. So we could see that this person isn't doing that. Even though clearly she knows she has influence, people are still going to quit Monat. They're going to join her because they're seeing what she's doing. It's going to happen because she does have that influence and that kind of power dynamic over the people that were under her in her MLM. I also wanted to talk about the fact that she said, I have no clue how to trade, so I didn't want to do this alone. So this aspect of MLMs really annoys me to look at or to look back on. Even if I look at my own experience in my MLM, being told this, in the moment it made sense. It was like, yeah, I wouldn't want to do fitness stuff alone. That's why I want to be in Beachbodies. So this is something that is MLM wide. It's taught everywhere, and it freaking annoys me to look at. They will state things like this of, you don't want to do it alone, blah, 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 blah. So join us. They do this so that they could reach people who lack community or people who are scared to go all in alone on something like investing will then join them. So a lot of people right now who are learning how to invest and may be nervous to start or don't really have a community or are in very vulnerable places like financially and things like that will be more likely to join this person because they feel like they can't figure it out alone and they'd rather do it with someone. But let me tell you, all MLMs, and this is my opinion, you can learn everything on the internet. And with IGENIUS, they pretty much teach you how to invest, which you could pretty much Google. You can look it up on YouTube. You can look it up on Google where you could get advice from top people like millionaires, billionaires out there who have invested, and you can learn that information for free. So I have seen people close to me take the time to do research and invest and come out the other side making 10K a month, 20K a month. I've seen people in my close region, people like actual friends of mine and family, literally make a living off of investing. So it's possible, and it's possible without joining an MLM or without feeling like you need to join a multi-level marketing company because you don't know how to do it. You can literally learn this information on the internet. So it's possible to learn these things online, but MLMs will tell you that you can't, that you need the company, you need the financial literacy that, IGENIUS teaches. But in my opinion, you don't need to join IGENIUS because in general, have you guys even looked into how much IGENIUS charges? Because even though it's a financial literacy MLM that teaches you about crypto, you still have to spend kind of like a starter kit, kind of like every MLM does. But with IGENIUS, they literally charge a fee of $1,500, or you can do the monthly fee of $175 for the elite membership. And you pretty much, if you look into it, need to get the elite membership because that allows you to access all parts of the compensation plan. So if you're going to join the MLM, they're going to sell you on the elite membership. They want you to buy the top one. And then clearly the MLM makes the incentive of, well, you can't access all parts of the comp plan without getting the elite membership. So then you're going to end up spending the one-time fee of $1,500, then the money that you're going to continue to spend in the MLM afterwards. So even after you spend that money, in order to climb, the IGENIUS comp plan itself, you're pretty much forced to recruit affiliates. And then you also need GV requirements monthly, a very high amount of that monthly. I'll put some pictures up here of the amounts that you need and the amount of affiliates you need to recruit in order to kind of make it up the ranks and get access to more parts of the compensation plan. But instead of doing that, instead of putting yourself through that, needing GV requirements and spending all of this money and being on these team calls and going on these trips to promote this facade that MLMs want you to promote, you can literally learn how to invest online while not being forced to do extra things like recruitment, team calls, faking lifestyles, going on all these trips, etc. So that's just my opinion on that.
And he's a badass. He's like me, I believe, 27, 28. Mortgage broker, killing it, making a ton of money for his age. And he also day trades. And he's in it deep. He does it well. He's winning. People look up to him. He's constantly advising people. And that's my boy, Peter. I've posted him a few times, and this guy works on his own and does his own thing and does well. But I was like, if I am going to leave to a crypto company, this is my dream team. Peter is someone that I would be happy as hell to work with for the rest of my life. And that's something that Marcus told me when I was deciding to leave Monat. He's like, baby, moving forward, you have to ask yourself before you decide to partner up with people, would I want to hang out with this person on the regularly? Would I want to invite them to my wedding? Do I admire their character? And everything that he was telling me stood very true to me. And when I was thinking about my friend Peter, I was like, that's like me in a boy version, and I love him to death. So I was like, let's see if this is really for me. So I hit up my friend and I just sold him on the vision. Like, I just told him what I was seeing. I was like, listen, I've done this once before, and together we can do it again. And now I'm doing it out of experience. When I started Monat, I knew nothing. And I had very little guidance because everyone that I had joined with was brand new as well. I had no experience in leadership. The leader that I was in 2018, like when I think of it, I was like, oh my God, you know, it's sad, but I had to grow. I had to go through the process, you know, and now I feel so equipped to love on people, so equipped to truly focus in on others' growth instead of my own growth. Back then, I was living in a lack mindset. I was living in I have to make things happen for me, which is normal. I was living in fear. I was living in lack. I had no money. I had no security. I was fighting for my security. But then once I got it, and once I got everything and I had the money and I had the dream car, the dream, everything that I ever wanted, I realized, money's interesting. You can have all of it, but the happiness stems from inside. And I recognized that because I saw patterns in people that should have been so happy because they had everything that they could have ever had. And their being was screaming, I am sad. And so long story short, I went to Peter and I told him, listen, with your sales techniques, with your expertise in trading, with my expertise in network marketing, with our love for serving, we're about to freaking build an empire. And I believe in this company so much because I turned the table upside down, asked all the questions, the hard questions, that yeah, there had been people hating on this company.
I kind of want to focus on the part where she said, now I feel, and this is a quote of what exactly she said, but she said, now I feel so equipped to focus in on others' growth. But, you know, back then I was living in a lack mindset, so I'd only focus on me. So in my opinion, the reason that so many people in MLM state this, that they want to focus on others and they want others to grow, and that's going to be their main focus, is because they literally need them. You need a downline to get to the top of MLMs. And when you look at any top rep in an MLM, they have a huge downline. Without a downline, you're going to see that your income is going to be very, very low. So you have to kind of state that you want to focus on others and your mindset is all about helping others grow because you literally need them to make yourself grow. Like, you need a downline in IGENIUS, in my opinion, to really see yourself to the top or to see yourself make, in general, just like a livable wage, which is still not likely for most people who join MLMs. But like I said, this person has a lot of not only pull, but she has influence. She was prior in an MLM that she was very high at the top of, so a lot of people could end up joining her that was in her prior MLM, and she kind of needs to state that her focus is on others' growth because she literally needs them. If you did not need a downline, I don't think people in MLMs would give a crap about how others grew because they're already going to be able to make that money just by their work and their work alone. You don't need to do all those extra things like help people learn how to do stuff in MLMs, how to cold call, how to cold message. You don't have to waste time doing team calls and stuff like this. You can just literally focus on you and make $1 million. If that was true, everyone would be doing it. That's just not the reality. So that's why people want to say that there's so much about others' growth, because they literally need others for themselves to grow.
And actually, when a group of Monat girls left to this company earlier last year, I believe, there was so many rumors that were spread, and I'm so silly for believing them. But I asked all these questions and then I got the real answers. And let this just be a lesson to you guys. Don't listen to what other people are feeding you. They're feeding you information out of their own fears, out of their own experiences. And a lot of times those claims that they make have zero substance. So, you know, I fell in love with the company. I fell in love with the people.
So she's talking about WFAB here because that's literally the only big team that moved from Monat to IGENIUS. And I actually covered this. I'm going to link all of my WFAB videos in the description down below because it is a lot. I covered the move within 3 videos, kind of like 3 different big parts. And everything I seen about their move from Monat to IGENIUS was solidified through messages with proof and team calls with the WFAB girls themselves saying what it is that people expose. Like, they literally had their team calls exposed where they were doing everything wrong. So when I hear that there were like rumors spread, I'm curious if she's talking about people like me who maybe covered the WFAB move, or if she's talking about people within the MLM kind of making other rumors, because I know anything that I ever posted about when it came to the WFAB move to iGenius, I literally got from them. Like, it was the literal team call. I just covered what they were literally saying. And then another one was going over literal like group chat messages and things like that. So everything that I ever talked about with WFAB was solidified through what it is that they actually said. It was literally team calls of them. Like, they were the ones talking. I was just reacting to it. So I'm curious what the difference is, or if she means people within the MLM, or if she means people on the outside that kind of covered the move. Because she said that the people who made the rumors, you know, are doing it out of their own fears, and the claims they made have zero substance. So I'm just curious about what it is exactly that she's talking about, or what claims, in her opinion, have zero substance.
Sitting in a call with the top income earner and having him be so cool and say, Veronica, here we're about abundance. You could come over here and build our business, and if you want, keep building your Monat business. Which he's like, I don't think they'll allow, but we would be okay with that. He's like, you want to build your fulfillment mentorship? Build it. You want to build your brand? You want to run courses? Do whatever you want to do. Here, you are completely free. We just have an incredible product. And what we want you to do is to put other people onto it. And it is an incredible product, guys. Like, for someone that made almost $2 million in 4 years, I should have had like $1 million investments. And I have one investment property, a very expensive G-Wagon, a Rolex, some crypto, and, you know, a couple $100,000 in the bank. But that's nothing to what I could have had if I had financial literacy. And that's why I'm so passionate going into this company, because something that I didn't have that caused me a lot of trouble and a lot of setbacks, now I can give to people. I spent money on designer bags because I would look at the people above me and that's what they were buying. And I was like, okay, like, let's go fit it in. Let's do it for the flex. And now in retrospect, I'm like, oh my God, I like threw away so much money that could have literally been going towards my future kids and my future family. And that's what I'm passionate about now. And I told you guys, I'm a nerd and I'm a geek and I want to learn it all. I want to learn every single market. My friend Peter that I'm going into business with, what he trades is options. So that's the first thing I will jump into because we're doing it together and I want to understand his lingo. So that's the first academy that I'm completing. But within the platform, they have like a financial literacy course. They teach you crypto, Forex, binaries, options. They even have a travel they have this like travel platform, which is in collaboration with a company that gives you travel discounts. So for example, the Fontainebleau Hotel in Miami is like $500 a night. And if you book through the platform, you get it for like $220. And I travel a lot. I fly a lot. Like, it just felt like the perfect company for me with the perfect people. And the fact that I had like one of my best friends, Peter, jumping in with me, I was just like, okay, God is walking in the room and he's telling me, girl, do your thing, follow your heart. And I've had to block a lot of hate. I've had to just pray a lot and say, you know what, stay true to yourself, stay true to yourself. Because if you blink, you will go back. And I had days where I would wake up with so much anxiety because I did not feel supported by a lot of people that I thought I would feel supported by. And I woke up with that anxiety that I almost said, okay, I'm not going to do this. And I was just like reading the book Conversations with God. And it says, when you want to change your thought patterns, act before you think. Usually they tell us to think before we act, but if you want to change a pattern, you just got to go for it. So I told myself, girls, stop being afraid and just go for what your heart's telling you to go for. And guys, I will tell you the craziest thing that happened. And literally I signed up. So for like 3 days, we were trying to sign me up, but we're on a time difference. And my boyfriend had these people coming into town and we had to like entertain them, go out to dinner. The next day we had something else, whatever. The day that I ended up signing up to this new company, it was super last minute. I just hit up the guy and I was like, hey, like, I'm free right now. We could do it. After I do it, I recognized I signed up on June 18th, which was the same day that I had signed up to Monat 4 years ago. And that just blew my freaking mind because I was like, yo, you want to talk about synchronicities and like God being like, girl, you got this. Like, I took that as a huge sign of like a blessing because Monat was a blessing. When I signed into that company 4 years ago, a lot of greatness unfolded. And now what are the chances that I sign into a new one on the same day? So yeah, it was alignment for sure. Things just unfolded and now I'm just really excited to work with this new company, with this new set of leaders. I've been watching them and they move with freaking intention. Even the top people are in the trenches, which is so admirable because if you see the people on top of you working hard, it's a reminder you got to work hard. So I'm just super excited and more than anything excited to bring this product to so many people because I saw how a lack of financial literacy screwed me in my life. And if I could help someone not go through what I went through, then I'm game. So yeah, I'll be going in hard with my friend Peter. We're actually hosting a call tomorrow, so I'll drop some info on that. The number one income earner in the company is jumping in with us to help us explain the products, because remember, we're all new to this, but we're excited and we're hungry and we're ready to build our empire with the people that want to run with us. So yeah, and I'm not going to go into detail with like all the beauties of the company. We'll do that on the call. But if you're interested in learning why I chose this company in specific, just make sure that you DM me and ask for the Zoom link. It'll be tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, guys, that's the tea.
Okay, I'm going to pause it there. Well, I'm going to end it there, not pause it there. And then clearly, I believe on Friday, we are going to be reacting to kind of the aftermath of her posting this video and seeing what happens with Monat, how they react to people that were near her in the MLM, and kind of how those people are reacting to her leaving. But the end of the call, there wasn't many things I really wanted to talk about, but pretty much where she said she spent a lot of money on designer bags, things that really didn't matter. Again, this is what MLMs thrive off of. They thrive off of FOMO, so fear of missing out, and creating false realities or narratives, which is a lot of what they do on the trips that they go on. So a lot of top reps or reps in general for multi-level marketing companies will go on all of these like trips that they will make look very luxury. They will buy very fancy hotels. They will do very fancy things when they go on the trip. They'll buy designer bags and all of this stuff. And they'll pretty much say, if you join us, you can get this too. So it's also something I already see happening in IGENIUS, with especially the Monat people the people who moved from Monat to IGENIUS already do this. They still create FOMO. They still create false narratives. They still create false realities. They still create a facade of what you can gain in multi-level marketing companies. They still do that. It's just in a different MLM now. So I'm curious to see how this person will post, if she will kind of do the same exact things when it comes to creating FOMO and false narratives for multi-level marketing companies. I will be curious to see that. So she started saying things about travel benefits, and IGENIUS is such a incredible product. Again, like I said, you can learn this stuff anywhere. You can learn how to trade anywhere. And when it comes to things like travel benefits, that's not unique. You can get travel benefits all over the place. If you use the same hotels, you can have rewards with them. You can have, credit card rewards. If you get specific credit cards that are about travel rewards, you can easily get things like trips for free and stuff like that. So it's not that big of a benefit. I don't think it's really unique at all. So with all that being said, this is the ending of another Monat top leader leaving for IGENIUS, and I'm excited for what you guys are going to see on Friday. I also thought I would update you, if you guys did not see in my community tab, I did make a post about my new upload schedule. So I posted that I will be changing, this is just a test, I will be changing my upload schedule from Monday and Friday to Tuesday and Friday on this channel. The reason is because I find that I am most productive on Mondays. So I am the most productive when it comes to filming, like it's literally Monday today and I'm filming a bunch of videos. I'm most productive with editing. So having it as my upload day, I feel like it cuts me a little bit short, and having it on Tuesday, I feel like I could do so much to prep for Tuesday and Friday instead of rushing a Monday video. So that is why I am going to be testing out uploading on Tuesday and Fridays at 11 a.m. Central Time. So I hope that you guys will like that new change. It's not really much of a change. It's just moving Monday uploads to Tuesdays. So that will be literally starting today. So yeah, I will be curious what you guys thought of this video. What did you guys think about this top leader moving to IGENIUS? Just seeing more top leaders leaving Monat in general. What do you guys think Friday's video is going to look like? How do you think Monat and the company itself and the people that are in the MLM reps, how do you think they reacted when this top leader posted this video? So I'm curious what you guys think about this person leaving the MLM itself, what's going to happen on Friday. I'm just curious. Okay, I haven't talked to you all in a while either. So hope to see you guys in the comments below so we can chat a little bit. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in Friday's video.